Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So, the question is, will Kevin Durant be able to catch LeBron James in NBA championships? So that's what I want to get into this video today. So let me just get right into it. So all of you guys know who Kevin Durant is, what he's accomplished. But for those of you who don't know, let me just give you a quick brush up on who KD is. So Kevin Durant was actually drafted as the second overall pick in 2007 by the Seattle Supersonics, who later went on to become the Oklahoma City Thunder. Since then, he's been a two-time NBA champion, two times Finals MVP in 2017, 2018, back-to-back. Most valuable player, he won that in 2014. He's a 10-time All-Star, two-time All-Star Game MVP, been on 6 All-First NBA teams, 3 second NBA teams, so he's been on 9 All-First, All NBA teams. He was the Rookie of the Year in 2008, and he's a 4-time scoring champion, and he's also part of the 50-40-90 club, meaning shooting 50% from the floor, 40% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. So Kevin Durant, we all know who he is. We all know about his abilities, his pedigree. In many people's eyes, he is surely considered to be the best player in the world. If you take a macro view at some of the players around the NBA, a lot of people, if you take a look at all the players around the NBA, a lot of people seem to think that KD is the best player in the world. Certainly one person that thinks that, or maybe two people that think that, is Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. These two people seem to believe that KD is the best player in the world, and an argument could be made that Kevin Durant, in fact, is the best player in the world. Now, we all know what he was able to accomplish over the last 2 seasons with the Golden State Warriors, going there and actually just winning these 2 Finals MVPs. And you saw what he did going up head to head against LeBron. Now in the finals, KD is 2-1 against LeBron. He's beat LeBron twice. LeBron has beaten KD once. That was when he was with the Miami Heat, when they were able to break through and win their first championship with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. And they were able to beat sort of a baby Thunder. That's when they had a young Russell Westbrook and a very young James Harden, who was their 6th man coming off the bench. So whatever happened in that series, they ended up losing. But overall, KD now has 2 rings to LeBron's 3. LeBron has 2 in Miami, 1 in Cleveland. Now, LeBron has had more cracks at it. He's been in the finals 8 times, I believe, or 9. I'm not sure what it is. And I think he's 3-6 in the finals. I'm not sure what that number is. I'm sure somebody out here watching this video will know the exact number. And KD's only been to the finals 3 times, and he has actually, if you want to look at it, he has a higher winning percentage. 2 out of the 3 he won. So Kevin Durant is definitely accomplished, but the question is, does he have what it takes to catch LeBron, or at least to tie him in championships? Well, the last time we saw Kevin Durant on the court, this was when he was playing with the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, we all know he tore his Achilles in I think in the playoffs. So he was playing about 35 minutes a game. He was scoring about 26 points a game, getting you 6.4 rebounds a game, 5.9 assists, and his defensive game had really improved. He shot 52.1% from the floor, 52% from the floor, from a player that gets the majority of his points from the perimeter. What's the reason for that? First of all, KD is damn near 7 foot tall. He's 6'10". By the time he now begins to shoot the ball, and I don't know what the apex of his release is, the zenith of his shot, but when he's releasing the ball at whatever point his release point is, who's going to block that shot? So most of the times when Kevin Durant misses, it really has nothing to do with what the defender is doing. And for him to make 1 out of every 2 shots he takes, a little bit more, is absolutely astonishing amount of accuracy and efficiency. Now, the year before, he shot 51.6% from the floor. He shot 42% from the three-point line, and he shot 89% from the free throw line. Had he shot 90% from the free throw line, he would have had another year when he was a part of the 50-40-90 club. So the last season, as I said, he shot 35% from the three-point line, and he shot 88% from the free throw line, and he got you about 1 block a game, and he really stepped up his defense. But pay attention, the year before he averaged 1.8 blocks. So he was actually playing the role of a rim protector, of a rim defender, and he was doing a stellar job at it. But what happened? They were in the playoffs. He ruptured his Achilles in the finals, went down, and what became the story after that? The story became, will KD be able to rehabilitate himself and get back to where he was? Now, for those of you who don't know, an Achilles injury is devastating to basketball players. Excuse me. For whatever reason, it affects basketball players in a very major way. That's why you saw when Kobe ruptured his Achilles, most of his athleticism left him. The only thing that he really had was his fundamentals and his skills, which allowed him to be really effective playing basketball. And Kevin Durant has that same level of skill, as Kobe, pretty much. So, but the question is, a lot of people, will he be the same player? Well, he has the fundamentals. He's not going to lose his jump shot, so he's still going to be able to score. But the question is he going to still have the same explosiveness? As I said, last season, he averaged 26 points. Playing alongside Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, he was still able to get his numbers at a very efficient rate. And what I think is Kevin Durant is definitely going to be the player he was before, simply because he's not a high usage player. He's very efficient at catching and shooting or creating shots for himself. So he doesn't have to expend a lot of energy to be able to be effective, unlike some players who really need to use the ball a lot to be able to create a shot for themselves. Dribble, shoot. KD is not like that. He catches the ball, makes a quick decision, either he's passing or he's shooting. He doesn't really hold the ball for long. So he's a completely different type of offensive player. If you're comparing him to someone like maybe James Harden, who has a very high usage rate, who goes into all of his dribble moves, and then we all know what comes to step back, or he just goes right around you. It's a completely different player. So I think playing in an offense where he doesn't have to create a lot of his shots, he's still going to be able to put up a lot of points. He's still, I believe, going to be able to average at least 25 points a game just because of his skill set, his body. As I said, as described before, he's 6'10", and his ability to play from the perimeter. I think he's still going to be able to get you the buckets. But the question is, though, will he catch LeBron? And that brings me into his running mate, Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie Irving is a one-time NBA champion, 6-time All-Star, an All-Star Game MVP, and we all know the shot that he hit over Stephen Curry to really give Cleveland the cushion to win that championship when they did beat them. Now, this season, although he's been injured and he's only played 18 games, he's averaging 26.8 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, and 6.6 assists. He's shooting 46% from the field. He's shooting 37.5% from the three-point line. He's shooting 92.4% from the free throw line, and he's getting you 1.5 steals a game. So Kyrie Irving is putting up solid all-star numbers as usual. But the question is, though, is he the suitable running mate for Kevin Durant that's going to be able to help him get over the top? And if we're going to ask that question, we now have to address, well, what is the top? The top is the Milwaukee Bucks, who currently have the best record in the NBA as I'm doing this video. You have the Boston Celtics in the East, who is also nothing to sneeze at. And you have the Philadelphia 76ers and, of course, the Miami Heat. These are four great Eastern Conference teams, with all-stars on them, who've been together for quite some time. And you now are bringing in to the Brooklyn Nets these two players, and you're integrating them into your system. Granted, last year, they had a solid team, but this year you're adding two superstars to that team. And one would think, conventional wisdom would make you think that, yeah, they should be at least a top 4 seed. But the question is, will Durant be able to now take that team through the rounds, really? Because we're talking about the playoffs. Will he be able to help them get over the Philadelphia 76ers? I believe he can. Will he be able to, not neutralize, but him and Giannis be able to cancel each other out if they met in the playoffs? I believe so. If they met up against the Boston Celtics, you know that the Brooklyn Nets have the better players. So I believe that the Brooklyn Nets have a roster that's good enough to get to the NBA Finals. I believe that they can do that if they win next season when KD comes back and they have a complete training camp together and they, implement their offense, implement their defense, build some chemistry with each other, get to know each other a little bit off the court as well. I think that they have everything in place. They also have a very good ownership and front office there with the Brooklyn Nets. So I believe that they have the organizational structure behind them to be able to compete in the Eastern Conference. The question only becomes, will they be able to beat whomever comes out of the Western Conference, whether it may be the Lakers, if the Lakers are going to be there, or the Clippers, if the Clippers are going to be the ones representing the Western Conference next season. So for me, I think that KD has everything that it takes to be able to help his team get over the top. And I think that in one of these years, he has a good chance of at least catching LeBron. I'm not 100% certain that he will, but if I had to put my money on it, I think that he can. That's my answer. But what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that Kevin Durant has a real shot at tying LeBron James for 3 NBA titles, or do you think that he's not going to be able to capture that glory again the same way he did with the Golden State Warriors? Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified when all of our newest and hottest content comes out. Once again, this is Charles here from DreamersPro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace!